Hey, good morning, and thank you for tuning in. I'm glad that you could be with me. Um, Today, uh, or I should say this morning, Jan has sent me a little video clip over, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on, and then I'll come back and give my viewpoints on that.
Hey, Steve. Hey, everybody. So nice to see you on this Tuesday. How's everybody doing on this Tuesday? Hope that you're doing well. I haven't mentioned this in a little while, and thank you, Steve, for having me here. I'd like to talk to you for a minute about two times of the month for some people that might be having a little bit of problems living paycheck to paycheck, and I will call it the fat cat and the skinny chicken time of the month. I have addressed this issue in the past. There are so many new people since those days when I originally released those videos. What do I mean by the fat cat versus the skinny chicken time of the month? Well, a lot of people, let's say, get paid once a month or two times a month, by which the early time of the month when they get their check, that's when things are very, let's say, overflowing, prosperous, and abundant. Then all of a sudden, the middle of the month comes and people are really like scratching their head trying to figure out how to get to the end of the month. A good thing to do is just evenly pace things. If you have a certain number that you are working with, determine that number. Don't live beyond your means. Determine that number. I'm not talking about the bills. The bills are a separate issue. We're trying to even things out so that you have money every single week out of the month. Let's say you're left with $1,000 after you have paid all of your bills. Left with $1,000, divide that by four, and what are you going to get? You're going to get $250 that you can live on to do as you need to do every single week. You won't have a fat cat time of the month. You won't have a skinny chicken time of the month. You'll be totally prepared. That is really important because I would rather know every single week that there is money to be had. Now, just because I have the $250 a week does not mean I have to spend that $250 a week. A lot of people make that mistake. It is a common mistake. The best thing to do is just live your normal life as you see fit. Do not live beyond your means. Try to keep your bills down, try to keep your expenses down, and just track your money. A lot of people forget to track their cash. Another thing to do is make sure to meal plan. Try to make sure all month long that you have stuff in the refrigerator and in the freezer. Check your stockpile. Utilize what you have to the maximum. That's how you do it. The way you don't have these ups and downs. By knowing your numbers, not being afraid of your numbers, and dividing up after your bills are paid, how much you could live on at minimum, for example, and stretching it out. Just because you have the funds does not mean you have to spend the funds. Just thought I'd share these couple of basic tips today. Thanks again, Steve, and thanks everyone for being here. Have a great day. Bye bye.
All right. I appreciate Jan for stopping by and giving her input. All right. Here's what I do. I have mentioned it in the past on a few occasions. Okay, I'll go ahead and base it on the 1,000 that she quoted, although that can vary from person to person. What I do is after my bills are paid, I will take whatever's left, divide it by however how many amount of days until I get paid again. Do you necessarily have to be on a fixed income? No, but whatever you do get, the amount divided by however how many days, whatever you get for that day, stay within that number. Now, if you don't have to spend any, that carries over. And then if you spend a little bit, but stay well with that number, it continues to carry and carry and carry. And what it's going to actually allow you to do, it'll actually allow you to go ahead and have some money left over at the end of the month if you stay well within that number and don't go, below it, um, or exceed the amount, I should say. Um, Another thing you can do too, when it comes to meals and things like that, look and see what you have already in your refrigerator. And I have no problem with leftovers. In fact, I don't mind taking leftovers that's in the refrigerator and make another meal or meals out of it, if you have plenty that's left over. So definitely consider doing that. And that's another area in which you can also go and save money when it comes to your food and groceries and things like that. Work within what you already have. That way, you don't have to be going to the grocery store, grocery store, grocery store. No, go ahead and use up whatever food it is that you may have in your refrigerator, your freezer. Work around that. And if, again, as I just mentioned, if the food is already prepared and cooked, go ahead, create another meal out of it. I know I do it all the time. I enjoy doing that. One of the things that I like to do when it comes to that is to take um, leftover vegetables, meats, whatever it may be, and I do like to use my slow cooker. I like to put everything in there, put a little bit of broth in there, maybe make a good soup out of it or stew. Um, One thing that I do like doing, and if you use a little bit of knowledge, it does work, is you can take spaghetti sauce and create a chili with it. You can do that. It's not really all that difficult because all you're doing is you're taking the basic tomatoes, add your chili powder and all of that to it, and then you add your, whatever kind of beans you want to use. And voila, of course you may want to add a little green pepper, however you want to touch it up. But there's not really much that you would have to do. And then poof, you would have a homemade chili from scratch. And it actually tastes pretty good. So for those that thought, hey, I never thought about repurposing spaghetti sauce to make chili. Well, it can be done. If you don't want to do that, you could do goulash. Goulash is really nothing more than, I hate to use this terminology, but it's true. Goulash is nothing more than spaghetti sauce that's jacked up, more or less. Elbow macaroni, you've got your green peppers and all that in there. But it's really good. And I have made goulash in the past, and it's very delicious and tasty. So there you have it. You know, Work around what you have in your refrigerator, create your own meals, and it will, in fact, save you um, quite a bit of money. Anyway, I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in this morning. I want to thank Jan from New York City, for stopping by and sending me her little video clip. I really do appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your morning and day, and I will see you back here next time.